What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media. Right here, we're doing our 53-man roster prediction. Let's jump into it. Now, overall, tomorrow is going to be a very great and awful day for a lot of these players. So, obviously, we wish every player that we don't put on here success in their career. This isn't hatred. This is, what we think the Ravens are going to do. And overall, the way that I constructed it was how it'll look, at the deadline. So I have players on here that might get thrown on IR, and things like that could free up other spaces. So, let me know in the comment section down below your guys' thoughts, your opinions. But also at the same time, some of them aren't on there that I'm like, okay, the Ravens might have. I really wanted the back end pieces. So that's really what this is focusing in on. I have some guys that might be hurt, that might be able to get year-long exemptions that the Ravens don't need to put them on the 53-man roster for. So, obviously that's difficult, but, I'll run through the list. Josh and I will discuss each position group as we go, but it's going to be really exciting. So starting off with quarterback, I have Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley, and Josh Johnson making the 53-man roster. And I think that's partially because I think the Ravens might throw Huntley on IR, but that's kind of why I threw Josh Johnson. I think Todd Monken really likes him, and so I think he wants to make sure, yes, you can have that third quarterback on game day, but at the same time, if he's on practice squad, not the 53-man roster, any team can grab him at any time. And Josh Johnson's a vet. A lot of teams want to pick that guy up when he's available. So I do think the Ravens keep him. And that was like the big player that the Ravens keep, which is unfortunate because, I don't care about third quarterback. I'd much rather see other players make it. But what do you think, Joshua? Do you think the Ravens keep three, or do they just go Lamar and Snoop?
No, I definitely think I feel like they keep three. Listen to John Harbaugh's, presser, talk about some of the guys, practicing off practicing on the adjacent field. Tyus Bowser came back today. I did hear about, Snoop coming back. The only thing about Harbaugh, when he talks about how long the guys will be out, he doesn't give, accurate information of how long these guys will be out. So, he does that for, the safety of his guys. I'm gonna say he does that for the safety of his guys, and also keep the media speculating as well. I feel like the safe thing to do is to place it Tyler Huntley, Tyus Bowser, those guys. That's going to be that's going to play a significant role in the long run to our success. I feel like just put them in the IR, man. Let them fully heal, and when they're ready to step in, they're ready to step in. So I definitely feel like having Josh Johnson there as the backup. He's a service. He's serviceable. Seeing him play, yes, he had a rough game the first game of the preseason, but he bounced back the last two games. So I mean, like you said, man, if he was on the practice squad or if he became a free agent, teams are going to want to pick him up, even though he's 37, even with he's a journeyman, but still he's a journeyman that understands the game, that can be serviceable enough to get you a win, or to get you a win. So I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and moving into my next position group, the running back position.
Let's talk about it.
This is not what I want. This is a prediction video. JK, Gus, and Justice. I'm sorry, Keaton Mitchell. I would put you there. I don't think Eric Acosta puts you there.
Just I'm gonna be on the side of the rest of the fans. For some reason, I do feel like they found a way to keep four. Keaton Mitchell, I feel like he is a better back to put in that rotation in regards of like in-game experience. Justice Hill will still be a leader of that of special teams. We can't take it away from him. He's a great gunner. He's been making a name for himself on special teams, and he even started running north and south last year. So he's had flashes where we've seen like, oh, this is the Justice Hill that we drafted from Oklahoma State. So I do feel like they find a way to make room for running backs. But if not, we definitely wish the best for Keaton Mitchell. And Ravens Flock, don't attack us, man. We just giving our own predictions.
Yeah, and it's just like he's somebody that I hope would be okay, we put somebody else on IR.
Yeah.
Bring him back onto the 53. I do want to use Keaton Mitchell. I don't think this not putting him on the 53 saying he won't play this year. I think he will play for the Ravens this year. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he actually doesn't, because that means there was no injuries, but besides the point. Next up, wide receiver position. First 5 are known. Odell, Zay, Bateman, Aguilar, Duvernay. And I'm throwing Tylan Wallace in that mix. I think he won the job, and he was the best wide receiver out of the players that had a decent shot. I felt like he was consistent. He wasn't doing anything too flashy, but it was just like, hey, they're throwing to Tylan. They're giving him opportunities, and he's not, selling. He's not doing anything to hurt his case, and he's only doing things to help improve it.
Man, I know we want to put Devin Duvernay at that number 5 spot, but some reason I feel like tomorrow, James Prochet and Devin Duvernay both will be out of Baltimore.
Wow.
I know he's been with us. I know he's been with us for a long time. But I feel like Tylan Wallace has showed enough that he can do everything that Devin Duvernay can do and better. And James Prochet literally sold the bag on himself. He started picking it up the last game, but he was not in James Prochet preseason form. I know that we did release Dante Demas today, but I can see a Dante Demas, maybe a Tariq Black, or maybe even Laquan Treadwell being called back to get that 6th spot as wide receiver. I could be wrong, but I do feel like the era of Devin Duvernay and James Prochet here in Baltimore both is done.
What you smoking? No.
Hey man, not the good. I've been off that for a long time. But hey, I'm just saying, man.
That is a bold prediction. I'm not gonna jump on that train. But if it happens, everybody come back and spam Joshua was right, because that would be an incredible prediction. That might have been the best bold prediction we've ever had on the show. If that comes through, I'm a believer.
Just look at it, man. I mean, Tylan Wallace is Devin Duvernay and James Prochet upgraded. He can do what both of them could do and better. He's proven that he can be more of a wide receiver than both of them. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to take nothing away from Devin Duvernay. And if we need a special teams guy to get the kicks, we found out we can get our 4th running back. I'm just saying. Or put Justice Hill back there. Oh, we just need somebody just to field them. I'm just saying.
We'll see. Next position group, tight end / fullback. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kolar, and yes, wide receiver 1. I should have put him there. Project Pat. Yeah. I got on the squad.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's pretty accurate. I know. I don't know what's going on with Mark Andrews, but I definitely hope everything works out for him. Because he hasn't been practicing. I know he left the field frustrated like a week or 2 ago. I hope everything is works out well for him in his favor. But I did hear John Harbaugh say that he is to be expected to play for week 1. So I don't feel like that was a bad prediction at all. I feel like Patrick Ricard will be here. Take a deep breath on that one. And I feel like the rest of the tight end company, as far as the Gorilla, Isaiah Likely, and also Charlie Kolar will be there as well.
Yeah. All right, I like it. Yeah, the one tough guy was Bokalek. I thought I really did consider him over Patrick Ricard, but I just feel like Patrick Ricard can't hop on that defensive line.
Yeah.
He can't hop on the offensive line. He's just a really good guy to have in the building. Everybody loves Patrick Ricard.
Yeah.
And I think if he gets cut, someone picks him up. I don't think anybody picks up Vokalek. And so I think that makes it a little bit more worth it.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the offensive line, this one's kind of tough. I'll say Patrick McCarry I have on the team. I'm not really going to even say position group because he plays all of them.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman I have is Ronnie Stanley, Morgan Moses, Daniel Faalele, Kevin Zeitler, John Simpson. I got Salah the Mala, Tyler Linderbaum, and I got Mustafa on the team as the true backup center. I think Macari is going to be more guard and tackle backup oriented, but obviously could be that third center on the depth chart. So I have 9 offensive linemen on the team, which Ravens usually keep 9 or 10.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Honestly, we've been giving Big Sexy opportunity after opportunity, and he has sold the bag on us again. We've been rooting for him for a long damn time. And he did not help his case out at all this preseason, nor off season. So I do feel like we part away from him. I don't see nothing wrong with the 9 guys. And John Simpson, shout out to him because he worked his tail off. I don't know if you saw a little bit about his story, but I think he said something about he lost all hope in playing ball, and when he came back here, he just pretty much put his best foot forward, and with John Harbaugh announcing that Saturday night he's going to be starting left guard, that gave him a sense of urgency and a sense of like, hey, I'm here, I belong, which the Ravens organization does that a lot for a lot of guys that feel like they're on their last leg. So shout out to him, man.
Yeah, and a lot of times when they're on that last leg, it like rejuvenates their career and they end up playing a few more years. Like, who would have thought Justin Houston would still be balling, or Odell? We'll see what happens with that.
Marcus Peters was another guy too.
Yep, Calais.
Yeah.
The opposite happened with a certain pass rusher that we brought in, but other than that, we've been doing pretty good with them. Moving on the defense, I went defensive line, edge, linebacker, outside linebacker. There's probably a better way to do it, but defensive lineman, I have Matabike, Drones, Broderick Washington, and Michael Pierce.
Okay.
My one cut there was Brent Urban, and that's because I don't think any team signs Brent Urban. Brent Urban is like the team captain of just like, yep, we'll bring him back. Last year, I remember, I think we cut him right before the deadline, brought him back right after some cuts. So I think he will be on the team. He will be playing this year, but I don't think he's on the roster on Tuesday because I think the Ravens just know they can snag him back at any time.
Yeah, I mean, Brent Urban knows the script. I definitely see nothing wrong with that lineup. I mean, if something happens to Michael Pierce or any other guys, knocking on wood now, I'm hoping not, but I feel like Brent Urban is the first man we call back.
Yep. And moving on, edge rusher, I went with David Ojabo, Jadeveon Clowney, Odafe Oweh, and Tavius Robinson. I think that's kind of the position Tavius will play, but he could play edge or outside linebacker as well. I just threw him in at edge. I didn't really have any cuts there. I mean, Malik Ham is probably the only one. Jeremiah Moon, but there was nobody that I felt like was really contending for those spots.
Yeah, I mean, if Malik Ham wasn't injured, I feel like he was an on a bubble guy. If he would have played Saturday, I feel like they would have went ahead and just say, "Hey, Tyus, take the 4 weeks, take the month, get yourself right, and we're gonna let Malik Ham, step in." But with Malik Ham, I believe he's injured as well. I feel like that might be just a regular wave or cut. And then Jeremiah Moon, he did look good He didn't look bad. He didn't look bad. He just be a regular roster cut, honestly. So
Yeah.
no, that's not bad at all.
And then middle linebacker and outside linebacker, I have Roquan, Patrick Queen, Trenton Simpson, Tyus Bowser, and Malik Harrison. I actually have Malik Harrison an outside linebacker rather than inside linebacker, but that's kind of who I have. Cut I did have, I felt like that was notable was Christian Welch. I think he's just been really solid for the Ravens the last few years, special teams guy. He's even stepped in, started in some games. So,
Yeah.
Decent player. Again, another player that I don't think gets picked up, and I think he is able to come back to the Ravens after we, sort out our injuries and whatnot.
I feel like I don't know how it's going to work if they keep 5. I feel like Del'Shawn Phillips flies into that 5th spot. Only for the simple fact that Trenton Simpson is still getting acclimated to the NFL speed. Del'Shawn Phillips, he looked good getting sideline to sideline. I believe he's also another guy that's on the special teams as well. So I definitely feel like he can possibly slide into that 5th spot for inside possible outside linebacker as well.
Yeah, I definitely did consider him. That was another name that I was thinking about. It's just really tough because when I talk about the cornerback room, it was like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of players we got to put in here. So I ended up taking out Del'Shawn and keeping some extra corners.
Okay.
Cornerback room that I have.
Talk to me.
Marlon Humphrey, Rock Ya-Sin, Pepe Williams, Jalen Arbor-Davis, Ronald Darby, Caillou Blue Kelly, and Kevon Seymour.
It's not.
Which is 7.
And out of that 7, we don't know for certain when Marlon will be back.
Yep.
Kayvon nor Pepe has came back to practice. Has Arthur Millette came back to practice yet?
Nope.
Some of them guys are going to the IR.
Yeah.
They have to. They want to make some moves because I don't know if you've been seeing it already. Desmond King got cut from the Texans. I already see people say, "Hey, let's go get him." Relax, y'all. Let them do what they gotta do first. About 4:00 tomorrow, and then we'll see what's out there. But I feel like out of that 7, 4 of those guys do get put on the IR, which is it's not bad because we want these guys to come back fully healthy. We don't need them rupturing anything or messing anything up. No, man, go ahead and fully heal, and then let's get you back on all cylinders. And possibly having those guys on the IR open up some space for some other guys. So overall, I don't have no complaints about that cornerback room.
Yeah. And then adding on to safety, there are some guys that can also slide into that cornerback spot. My biggest cut at safety are Darius Washington.
I can see this happening. That's the bad thing about it.
Yeah. I have Marcus Williams, Kyle Hamilton, Brandon Stevens, Geno Stone, and I got Daryl Worley on the team. And I think he's kind of an extra cornerback if needed, special teamer and safety. Like I think he wants to be a safety, but we may be like, hey, buddy, we need you at corner too. So I do have Worley on the team. I feel like he's more versatile than our Darius Washington. That's why I chose him. They both look really good in the preseason, though. But I think Daryl Worley just has a little bit more experience.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I mean, I can see the Ravens still trying to hold on to a project because, the Ravens are good for holding on to projects. Sometimes even the project, works out for us, or sometimes it doesn't. I feel like right now with Brandon Stevens, it's not working out for him or us. So, if I was to keep Darius Washington, I would have to cut Brandon Stevens. But, yeah, man, I mean, outside of that, I'm cool with him, man.
And then Tucker, Stout, on.
Yeah, we can.
No debate.
Yeah, it's no debate. No, no.
Sounds like 3 all pros this year to me.
You know?
I actually wrote Cook on my paper. I looked at it and I was like, what? Like, he's not our punter anymore.
It's okay.
Jordan Stout's our punter.
We missed the guy. We missed the guy.
I missed the fake punts. That's what I missed. But that's kind of the 53-man roster, guys. Let us know in the comment section down below what you disagree with, what you agree with. We'll definitely have some sort of reaction thing tomorrow that comes out, whether it's a stream or recording. I don't know yet. But thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content. We'll see all of you again next time.